Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night with Gretchen Hidell. And this is This Week in Astrology. And I am going to be going over the week of July 5th all the way until July 11th. So welcome if you're just joining me live tonight. Go ahead and like and share, and please post below your astrological sign. Hopefully on Facebook you guys can hear me because I was having some technical difficulties a few weeks ago, so let me know in the comment section. So welcome everybody who's joining. Go ahead and post your astrological sign and where you are tuning in from. Sorry, I was a few minutes behind. I'm broadcasting live, but you might be watching this on the pre-recorded version on Facebook, on Instagram, and then also on YouTube because I cross-post these. So yay, people are posting, they can hear me. That's awesome. Amir, Taurus from Vermont, welcome. Jackie in Ohio, Leo, welcome. Rita, Virgo in Colorado. Yay, Lisa in Montreal, welcome. I always say Lisa, I'm so sorry, Liza. I always think Liza Minnelli, that's how I remember. Naomi, Sagittarius, welcome. Colette said she can hear me. Capricorn in Vermont, awesome. Kate from Chicago. I love how everybody's from all over the place. This is wonderful. Hey, Andrea, Scorpio in Vermont. Marianne Aries from Middlebury, welcome. Jackie in Pennsylvania, Libra, welcome. All right, well, I am so glad that everybody can hear me. It looks good. And go ahead and like and share, post the little like button because that helps the algorithm. Unfortunately, it is the 5th of July and behind me are everybody setting off all these fireworks and everything else. So hopefully it's not going to be too distracting. It's so interesting. Lisa said I'm channeling Lisa is the Quebec pronunciation. So yay, that's great. Glad I'm on some kind of a wavelength there. So we have a lot going on this week in astrology, and I'm just going to jump right in. How were you all doing from last week? I had talked a lot about last week's energy was a doozy. So we had something called a fixed T-square, basically where Mars opposed Saturn. Then Mars formed a square with Uranus, and Saturn and Uranus are also in a square. So, I mean, it was like one big square. So, so that's the thing of it. So there was a lot of energy. It kind of, the peak of it was Thursday, and then another day of a peak was Saturday. And so there was a lot of energy last week. So a lot of it was quite contentious and problematic, and all those planets were kind of fighting in the sky. Mars is in Leo right now, Saturn is in Aquarius, and then Uranus is in Taurus. So all of the fixed signs were being activated except for the missing one, which was Scorpio, and we were talking about that. So how did everybody do from over this weekend and even into last week? Was very crazy, very sort of contentious, and there was a lot of stuff that came up for a lot of people. I had a lot of 911 emergency texting going on, and people, kind of saying that they were having problems, including, myself, yours truly. I was feeling some of this contentious energy, and it was a lot. Jane Moon Wolf said last week was completely, that's how she typed it. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Jackie said my embroidery tonight is lovely. Thank you very much. Bella Wolf, Aquarius, welcome. In Vermont, awesome. Hey, Noel, on Instagram, aloha. I think she said hola. So, yes, welcome. Amir, as a Taurus, he gives it 1 star. I like that one. That's a creative one. Hey, Kristen, welcome. It was really contentious. So getting into this week, I'd love to say, it's going to be fine. But the beginning of the week we have a hangover going on from more of this sort of energy. But it does actually start to tip into a little bit easier energy and a little bit, we'll say, less contentious as the week goes on. So I like to do my highlight and my broadcast at 9:24 p.m. on Monday night. So tonight, as I'm doing the broadcast, the moon has shifted into Gemini. So this week, I'm going to go over the lunar cycles and what you can expect. So we start the week in Gemini, so it's going to be on July 5th, July 6th, and July 7th, and even into July 8th on Thursday, 2021, the moon will be in Gemini. But Thursday morning, it's actually going to switch into the astrological sign of Cancer. So at 9:51 a.m. Eastern time, so 6:51 a.m. if you're out on the West Coast. And that's going to be on Thursday the 8th. It'll go into Cancer. And then Friday is the new moon in Cancer, which we are going to be for sure talking about this new moon energy. Saturday, it's also going to be in Cancer until 8:21 p.m. And then it'll shift into Leo. It'll be in Leo on Saturday evening, and then Sunday, and then Monday, and even Tuesday, actually, until next week. Monday's going to be tricky on the 12th because it's going to be an all day long, starting from 8:30 a.m. This is next Monday on the 12th. All day long, void of course lunar cycle, and I hate that when it's void of course all day on a Monday because it's all day. And void of course moons are very just meh, meh. It's like meh, and they feel draggy. They feel very kind of long, and they feel just like it's like, oh my gosh, when's the end of the day coming? And I always say when the moon is void of course, it's just, you're not supposed to start new things during a void of course. You're supposed to finish old things. And if you think about starting the week, okay, I'm going to get everything done, that's not this type of moon. The moon is more kind of trying to relax a little bit. Hello, Kathleen, Leo in Vermont. Monica said last week had a lot of stress and feels for coworkers. Kirsten, hello, totally drained, lost appetite, had to rest frequently, and you're beginning to gain your strength now. Kristen said, thank goodness, probably about the new moon. Yeah, we have a new moon coming. And then on Sunday, on the 11th, Mercury actually moves into Cancer as well. So we're going to be deep into Cancer season. Oh, my goodness. So let's talk about all this stuff. So we have basically, the moon this week is going to be in Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. So if you think about those signs, that's kind of like the end of spring going into early summer, and that's kind of where we are right now. So Cancer astrologically is July, end of June and until July. So we're in Cancer season right now, and that means we are going to be tapped into that Cancerian water sign energy all week. But let's talk about tomorrow. Well, let's talk about today first, Monday on the 5th. The reason why I said today, if you read my Astro Tidbit or my update that I always do every day, I try to every day anyway, on Monday, the sun formed a positive sextile with Uranus. So the sun is in Cancer, sextiling is getting along, okay? So sextiles usually bring with them opportunity, but it's like opportunity that you have to do something, like you have to do something about this in order to bring it to fruition. In other words, it's like something that's like kind of lands in your lap, but you have to take the ball and get running with that ball. Otherwise, it just sits. So we had all this contentious energy last week into the last weekend, and then today we had just tiny little reprieve, a tiny reprieve, not a big reprieve, a tiny reprieve from the energy. So today was actually astrologically pretty positive as far as Uranus. Really, we need to be looking at doing something differently, and we might have received some shocking news over the weekend. Uranus is all about shocks and unexpected events and tremors and earthquakes and spasms and all that type of stuff. I mean, that's basically their Uranus energy. In astrology, it's really the wild card. So it's kind of like anything goes with Uranus. So if you think about it, Uranus is trying to get us to think outside of the box and to get us thinking about what we can do that's different, make a change in our life and do something. But boy, I'll just say, making a change, it just feels kind of hard because Saturn's blocking some of these energies. So it's like, it's pretty kind of wonky, you know. And if you think about Saturn, Saturn is depression, Uranus is anxiety. So these planets tend to make us feel a little like we're like being pulled in two different directions. Now, making it sort of worse, and I'm sorry to say that, but is tomorrow. By far the toughest day of the week is for sure, I think, gonna be tomorrow and Thursday. Is basically, so remember last week Mars formed like I said, it opposed Saturn, and then it's formed a square with Uranus. Basically, Venus is going to do the same thing now, because Mars is in Leo and Venus is in Leo. So Venus is just going to mimic basically what Mars did. So Mars, if you think about last week, Mars is action. What action do you need to take? What direction do you need to go in? Do, go. That's all that Mars energy. But this week, now Venus is involved, and Venus is our love life, and Venus is our relationship life. So if you think about Mars's sexuality, Mars is the hunter and the aggressor, and archetypally the male. Even if you're female, you can have Mars energy, and vice versa. Even if you're a male, you can have Venus energy, and she's archetypally female. And feminine energy, where Mars is more masculine, you know, archetypal energy. You know, when you look at this, now Venus on the 6th, on Tuesday, is going to form an opposition, so tomorrow night basically, at 10:36 p.m., but it doesn't matter, it's active right now as we speak, okay? So that's going to form an opposition to Saturn, and then on Thursday, Venus is going to form a square with Uranus, okay? So it's basically mimicking what happened on Thursday and Saturday of last week. So that's why we're still feeling like, why isn't it cleared up? Why do we not feel better? Why do we not, you know, maybe you kind of have a hangover from the energies that are going on. Like a lot of people are saying, I feel like I need to sleep, or I can't sleep. I had people text me, I can't sleep, but I feel like I want to sleep because I'm exhausted, and you know, that type of thing. Mars really affects our vitality. Now Venus really affects, secondarily, it's primarily relationships, and then secondarily Venus can affect our wallets. So if you think about money, honey, I mean, that can be a thing. So that's another fixed T-square. That's basically what's happening. Now, I talked to you guys last week, T-squares, I wish I had made a printout. I guess I should have done that before. I didn't think of it until just now. But basically a T-square is a little bit of a misleading sort of thing, because it's kind of like a triangle. So these two are opposing each other, and then the point of the triangle at the bottom is this two lines that make a square. So even though it's called a T-square, it looks like a triangle. I know we can't be any more confusing. But basically the point of the triangle, whatever the planet is that's at the point, is the planet of being focal. So last week, Mars was the focus point. This week, Venus is the focus point. In other words, Venus is aspecting both of those planets, okay, Saturn and Uranus. And the Saturn-Uranus square is active all of 2020, okay? That's basically what's happening. The Saturn-Uranus square is active all of 2021, I should say, and even a little bit of 2020. And it's Saturn, just to review, is rules, regulations, and you know, all that kind of stuff, restrictions and oppression. And then Uranus is the rebellion, and is the revolutionary, and is the shaker-upper, and does all that stuff. And so when you get these two planets activated like they've been, this whole year is about basically breaking down kind of the status quo, or the established way, like whatever the established way used to be. Now it's basically gonna, you know, kind of bust that open and make it like, you know, that we can you know, come up with a new way of doing something. Basically, I guess that's what the word I'm looking for. The one thing that's kind of getting also in the way here is Mercury is forming a square with Neptune tonight at 3:39 a.m. Eastern Time, overnight between Monday and Tuesday. Again, active for a few days, okay? And Mercury right now is forming this square with Saturn, with Neptune. Neptune's in Pisces. It's basically when they square off. Remember what I said about Neptune retrograde. Neptune retrograde basically is being activated. And if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, Neptune turned retrograde. Neptune retrograde is my favorite retrograde, not because it's so fun and amazing and wonderful, but because it's a revealer of truth. So potentially something is being revealed to us right now that we don't like. I mean, Mercury forming a square with the Neptune retrograde. Mercury's communications. So we might be hearing, I just literally got a notice on my phone that the sun just entered the moon in Gemini as we're speaking right now. So yay, happy Gemini moon to everybody. It's pretty cool. But basically, it's one of those things where we might be hearing news that we don't like, or hearing, maybe it's like a loved one, or maybe it's somebody that or whatever the case is. Mercury is forming that square with Neptune right now, and it's lies, illusions, delusions, all of that type of stuff. It is in the sign, Mercury is still in the sign of Gemini, though it will be switching on Sunday the 11th into Cancer. It is still in Gemini right now, and so we have the last little bit of that Mercury in Gemini. Mercury's been in Gemini for a long time, because literally Mercury in Gemini was retrograde. So I don't know if you guys are seeing me on Instagram here. I'm getting like a little bit of it looks like it's maybe lagging or something. I'm not quite sure. So if anybody can tell me if it's okay, that would be great on Instagram. But anyway, so Mercury is kind of getting involved with this, and when it highlights Neptune, it's foggy, it's illusions, it's delusions, it's all of that stuff. But remember, it's Neptune retrograde, so we're actually revealing things right now. Neptune's peeling back the layers and going, oh, you thought this? It's actually this way. That's kind of the way that Neptune retrograde works. And, okay, people are saying it looks okay on... Oh, Kate said it was frozen, but now it's good. All right, good. All right. Just wanted to check. Hi, Darlene. Welcome. Hey, Diane. Joined on Facebook. Welcome. So anyway, that's basically what's happening. So in the middle of all this, we're getting some kind of a truth is being revealed, but the truth is not looking wonderful. It's not like so rosy and wonderful. The Neptune factor, by the way, also can be, it's like whatever, like I said, lies. It can be illusions, delusions. It can be addiction. It can be all that type of stuff. So that's all activated as well. Some people, my mom is on the broadcast tonight, and we always talk about how Neptune just makes you feel tired. Sometimes Neptune transits can just make you feel sleepy, tired, exhausted, fatigued, run down. Neptune is like a very sleepy sort of like planet where you just kind of want to like take a nap. That's basically what the deal is. So I appreciate all you guys being up late watching me here on the live broadcast, because that's really good. Monica said peeling back layers brings intrigue and challenge for us to reflect, which is amazing, and rethink. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what all of this is happening. Liza said, I've been napping all weekend. So true. Yeah, I mean, this Neptunian stuff can really like put a damper on things, where Mars was like, let's go, push. Neptune's like, I think I'll just lay down instead. Sometimes, when we have too much to do and we have like too many responsibilities and we're overwhelmed, sometimes that's what happens. We like just get exhausted and we want to take a nap. The other take a nap type thing too, which is this Venus opposing Saturn. So Saturn, like I said, for sure is much more related to kind of that oppression, depression, restriction, all of those things. And that's also happening tomorrow, where Venus is forming an opposition. Venus is in Leo, Saturn's in Aquarius. So if you are Leo or Aquarius, you are ground zero. If you're any of the fixed signs, just to let you know, fixed energy, your job in the zodiac is to maintain. Okay, so Leo and Aquarius, Taurus, and even Scorpio is to maintain. Even though out of all the fixed signs, I do feel that Scorpio kind of changes the most. You guys have to. It doesn't mean you want to, though. It's like you're forced to constantly regenerate, and change. But just, I want to make it clear, we are all going to feel this energy on some level. It's just that if you're a fixed sign, you're going to be feeling it even more strongly. And if you have a fixed sign in your chart, so it doesn't even have to be the sun, it could be your rising sign, it could be your moon sign, it could be your Venus sign, your Mars sign, all those types of signs. That's basically what the deal is. You know, you're going to be feeling this energy. So it would be helpful to know where they fall in your chart, but that's basically what's happening. So we have another fixed T-square this week, and just to let you know, T-squares are considered to be growth transits, but it's growth through adversity. I'll give you an example. Oprah Winfrey has a lot of T-squares in her chart. So it's not like as if people are immune, to these energies. Margaret Thatcher has a lot of T-squares in her chart. People with a lot of T-squares in their chart actually often are great achievers in life, but it's like they had to overcome. So that's basically how you can look at a T-square, where, you know, people love these trines in a chart, these astrological trines, which are beneficial and all that. But I have seen people with too many trines, and they're kind of lazy. Just saying, okay? Yeah, they had everything kind of given to them, okay? And they didn't have to go through all the adversity and all the challenge and all the growth and all of the, processes. Sometimes it was easy schmeezy for them, and that's okay, but sometimes they're a little bit more lazy in their soul level. Okay, so it's nice to have a mixture, really, of these challenge things in your chart, and also beneficial things, because then that's a nice balance. But there are a lot of famous people that have a lot of T-squares in their chart, so it's not like as if these T-squares are really super rare or anything. In fact, we're always having these times. You guys have been listening to me now for a while. We always have these growth things, but this is another growth opportunity here. And this week, the growth comes in our area of relationships, sensuality, how we spend our money, so how we love and how we spend our money, and all that stuff. So I mean, it's not like light and fluffy, it's a little bit more difficult energy. So, but we go through, we persevere, and we hopefully learn. Where's the learning? What spiritual lesson is this teaching you? Especially if you have Venus in Leo, or a lot of Leo in your chart, that's the focal point. Mars was in Leo and Venus was in Leo. That's the focal point for this energy. So Leos are getting, woo! Leos, I'm a Leo rising. I know a lot of Leos are on the broadcast tonight. You guys are getting kind of pounded a little bit this week. So that's the thing. Now, as we go, and by the way, Wednesday is a little bit more of a chill day, just to let you know. It's a lot less is going on Wednesday, so we get a little break. But then we get back into the mix on Friday with a new moon. Now, luckily, although we have all this other stuff is still activated, because it's not just, like I said, it's this fixed T-square is going to be active behind the scenes all week, whether or not it's a quiet day or not. It's going to be operating in the background the whole week. But on Friday, we do get a new moon, and that's going to be in the astrological sign of Cancer. It's going to be 18 degrees Cancer. That's going to be on Friday, 7/9 2021, and that's going to be at 9:17 p.m. Eastern time is the height or peak of the new moon on Friday night. So this is the time to write out your new moon manifestation list. And I wanted to talk about the astrological sign of Cancer. We kind of went over Cancer a few weeks ago when I was talking about entering into Cancer season. Cancer is the crab, astrologically speaking, and it's also a cardinal sign, meaning that it's a leader, even though it's the leader of the water signs. Okay, it's in charge of Cancer season. If you think about it, when the sun moves into Cancer, that's considered to be the summer solstice, and that's one of the points of a chart, because there's 4 seasons, there's 4 points of a chart. So cardinal signs are always one of the head points, because that's like, all right, we're now starting a new season. And if you look at this astrology wise, this is starting a new season of your life. So summer season, it involves July, end of June into July is Cancer. Then you get end of July into August is Leo, and then always when the sign switches, the season switches, that's a mutable sign, and in this case it's Virgo, and that's end of August, most of September is Virgo. So if you think about it, that's this little quadrant that's being activated right now. It's summer season. So we are in North America anyway, it's summer season, but we are in Cancer season. Cancer's the crab, like I said, and it's basically all about feelings. It's a water sign. Water is feeling, so it's the leader of the feeling realm. Okay, so water is intuitive, water is sensitive, water is feelings, water is emotions, it's creativity, it's all of that stuff. So when I think of Cancer, the sun sign of Cancer, I do think of when I think of sort of stones, I'm not really thinking stones per se. I'm thinking about, this is a bracelet that I have with coral and mother of pearl, freshwater pearls, is a very Cancerian bracelet. Okay, a lot of ocean sort of related things. Now I'm a vegan, and I've had this forever. I didn't buy it new, but this is like shells. I think it's abalone. This is another bracelet that I have. So if you have pearls, this is the time to wear the pearls. In Cancer season. Cancer is the emotional realm. If you're not into that type of thing, and you don't want to, let's backtrack there for a minute. If you want to attract this energy, okay, wearing these types of things, okay, are beneficial. Also, Moonstone is associated with the astrological sign of Cancer. I don't know if you guys can actually see the moonstone here, but this is a piece of moonstone, and that's a sensitive stone. In fact, in the old days, it used to be called the traveler's stone, because it was associated with summer. You think vacations, you think travel. So if you have to travel, wearing a piece of moonstone jewelry. Now the only thing is, for me, I find Moonstone increases intuition. So it's all that Cancerian traits. By the way, it is said to help women with menstrual disorders, fertility, just different things like that, is Moonstone stuff. So if you have any of those female issues, going through menopause, or if you even have a female, fibroid or some kind of pain or something, they say to wear a moonstone, because that helps with that. But I will say that it can make, for somebody like me, I'm already super intuitive and super empathic, this tips me over. I find this to be, I wear it, in other words, when I'm home alone, like in a crowd. I know it's called the Traveler's Stone, and for many years, people believe that this helped you to have good luck while you're traveling, and wearing it when you're on vacation to keep you safe and all that kind of stuff. I can agree with that, but the only thing is, to me, I feel like makes me feel too open. I feel too receptive and too empathic. So if you're an empath already, this might be too much for you, but if you're wearing it around people you love, people you trust and all that, I think it's fine. Now, let's say you want to work on some healing stuff. I'm showing you my Baltic amber, okay, necklace. Amber is a stone that's also associated. Are you seeing how it's like fossils and shells and pearls and all that kind of stuff? That's like very Cancerian. Amber is a very, very intense healing. It's probably one of the most healings. And this, you can see color-wise, you know, this is like the solar plexus area of the body, which is the abdominal area. So Cancer actually rules over the stomach, the pancreas, and also the breasts. Okay, for men and women, it's that area of the body. So if you have tummy issues or any kind of thing like that, you want to work on the color yellow, and you want to kind of maybe use some amber. Of course, you know, I love my citrine. Okay, I like citrine as well. By the way, citrine, if you want a stone that's kind of better for travel, because it's summertime, I know a lot of people are starting to take a vacation. Travel, I actually like citrine better. And it was said in the old times, okay, that citrine protected people against the plague. Okay, people used to carry citrine to protect them from the plague, and I think COVID, all right, you might want to carry some citrine with you as well. Obviously, you want to take other precautions too, but I think those stones are very powerful. Amber is one of my favorite healing stones, and whenever I need a warm, it's almost like taking a warm bath or something. It's like it just washes over you. I think of amber. This is one of the most healing stones. So whenever I need healing, I always look to amber. Monica said amber is so powerful. Lee said amber is my favorite stone and scent. Yes. Noel said Friday morning you're going to go home and quarantine for 14 days. Yes. So Cancer, it's funny, Cancer is the crab, and it's like the time when we travel on vacation and stuff, because crabs like to hide in their shell, and let's face it, you know. So there's that. So those are all of the stones that are associated with Cancer and Cancer season, okay? Now let's say you don't want to feel more open, and you don't want to feel more exposed, because Cancers do have that problem. I mean, Cancer's the crab. It's like little claws and a shell, and guarded and protected, and you know. So I would definitely say citrine is one of the stones, okay, that I would use for safe travel. You know what I always say, protection, protection, protection. So if you want to do protection, it's really the dark colored stones. I think that you can't go wrong with the dark colored stones, the onyx and the jet and the all the other, you know, darker stones. But I would look at fire. So if you want to balance some of that water, you're feeling too watery, too emotional, too open, too empathic, too intuitive, you might want to, okay, maybe you need more motivation, more drive, more ambition. You want to go into fire energy, because fire balances water, okay? So going into the fire energy, like your carnelians, your rubies, all those types of things, can really help to get us out of that, because the sign of Cancer can be a sad sign. I mean, it can be because you're feeling all those deep emotions and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes we can, when we're experiencing those feelings, we can feel sad. So let's say you don't want to feel that, you know, you might want to switch over to the other balancing kind of element, which is the fire element. So anyway, so that is going to be happening on Friday. Like I said, the new moon in Cancer on Friday. By the way, if you're just joining, like and share, and go ahead and post the astrological sign, your name and your astrological sign below, and where you're tuning in from, because I love hearing. So anyway, that's Cancer season, and so the new moon in Cancer is coming on Friday night, and this is the time to write out our new moon manifestation list. You want to write all the things that you would like on the list. Everybody always asks me, how do I write my list? I thank my angels, my spirit guides, and my guardians. I talked about spirit guides a lot last week in the broadcast, and basically I thank them for helping me. I thank them for providing to me whatever, I had asked for in my life. Then I write down all the things that I would like to manifest on my list. Now, I always say leave the how off of the list, okay? In other words, if you want money, you don't want to put how you get the money. You just want to put, I would like to have financial freedom, financial sovereignty, financial abundance, okay? That's it. None of the how, like it has to come through a bonus at my work, or it has to come through the lottery, or it has to come through a insurance policy, or it has to come through blah, 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 blah. That's dictating the how, and we want to leave the how off the list. Same thing with love relationships. If you want to have a good positive love relationship, you don't put on there, it has to be my neighbor who's the hottie and mows my lawn, and that's the how, meaning that you're dictating the who, what, when, where, and how. No, you just want, what do you want? You want to feel loved and cherished and appreciated and adored and heard and felt and experienced and all those things, right? That's what you want to put on your list. You don't want to put the how. Same with health, that this particular procedure works, or this particular medication that works. You just want to have spontaneous, beautiful, full restoration of health, good health or whatever. So hopefully that'll give you guys some ideas of how to leave the dreaded hows, I always call them, because when we start to dictate who, what, when, where, the thing comes, then we complicated the whole deal. And the angels and the spirit guides and the universe has something, I feel, probably much more creative in store for you, and much more unique that you couldn't even think of. I always tell that story, and I've told it before in my broadcast, but I will repeat it because I'm being called to. Maybe some of you haven't heard it yet. That my car, got totaled one time in a parking spot. It was sitting in a park, it's just by itself. I wasn't in the car, I wasn't even anywhere near the car. And another car, also by itself, rolled down a hill. Nobody was in the car. And it smashed into my car and ended the whole thing. And the news was there and all these things. And it was car on car. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was injured. And I had in my hand at the end of that week, I had a full check for the full Blue Book value of my car, which the car was not full Blue Book value. The car was kind of a piece of crap. And so... And I was able to take the check and buy another car outright. I had no car payment for like 5 years because I had this other car that I was able to just buy and not even have a car payment. So when you think about how to I could put on my help me to get a loan and help me to do the thing and then I actually just said help me to buy a new car. And I actually did want to buy a Subaru. That was my one thing. I said help me to buy a car that was good in the snow. But in the back of my secret part of my brain, I wanted a Subaru, and I am not sponsored by them, by the way. But I wanted to, and that was what I ended up buying. I bought a Subaru that was really good in the snow, and it was a wonderful car. So I always tell that story because when you're writing out your new moon list, you want to be pretty general, but you want to go into the feeling. Like I wanted to feel safe in the snow when I was driving. I live in an area that's a lot of snow, and I wanted to feel safe while I was driving, and that was really what I put on the list. I wanted to have a car that was safe and reliable. That was it. And it ended up being that very car that I had wanted. It was a different model and a different make, or whatever you call it, different one than I had wanted. But I still loved it for many years. I had it for 5 years, and it was great. It was very reliable. Hey, Virginia, welcome. I miss your mama, by the way. I saw you were posting about your mama. and I miss her as well. I just wanted to say that. Karen from Eugene, Oregon, welcome. Leo, more Leo energy. Wow, we got a lot of Leos on the broadcast tonight. So remember that the astrological sign of Cancer, your archangel is Gabriel. Now, Gabriel is all of our archangels, not just Cancers, okay? But the angel Gabriel is associated with home, with family, with children, with healing, with mothering, maternal, adoption and fertility, and working on the inner child, and working with the grandbabies, and working with foster children, and all kinds of things, okay, pertaining to the child and the inner child. Gabriel is said to be the messenger, I think, or the strength of God. I think that was Gabriel. And so Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel, helps us to process feelings and emotions, and helps us to heal our inner child. So if you think about inner child work in psychology and whatever, Archangel Gabriel is there to help us with that. So if you have any concerns, any problems, any things like that you want to heal up, you look to Archangel Gabriel, say a little prayer, okay, in your heart. You can even light a candle and ask Archangel Gabriel to help you with that. Archangel gives messages, okay, from the universe, from God, and basically speaks to us in our heart, not our minds, not like in a mercurial sort of way, like if you think of Gemini and Virgo and the Mercury, the messenger. Archangel Gabriel speaks to our hearts. And so if you think of feelings and emotions and Cancer season, you think of hearing, what does your heart want? What does your heart say to you? We're in feeling season, okay? Feelings 101. How do you feel, okay? Sometimes some of this stuff, like we're dealing with the last 2 weeks, last week and this week, with this fixed T-square that we're going through, Uranus is very activated. I've talked about that. And Uranus is like, think outside the box, think of a unique thing, think of something different. Cancer's saying, how do you feel? Maybe you want to do something that other people are against. Maybe you want to do something that society, maybe says that's, you can't grow up and be an astrologer. I have a very active Aquarian Uranus vibe in my chart, whatever. Whatever, like, kind of, maybe you wanted to grow up one day and be a women's sportscaster, like, do something that, like people said you can't do that, I feel like as if it's something that we have to follow our feeling and follow our heart. And if you were downloaded with the message, do this, go for it. Okay, even though it's unconventional, even though maybe other people don't agree, even though, you got to stay in this neighborhood, you can't move to Greece, that's crazy. That's crazy talk, you can't do that. Well, maybe you're being guided, okay, by your spirit guides, by your angels to do something, and that's what this is about. And so Uranus is about kind of breaking the rules and going against, like, the established way. Saturn's like, let's stay in your lane, don't do that. But then I always say, kind of connect to your feeling. You got to connect to how you feel. This is Cancer season. Cancer season speaks through the heart, not through the head. Okay, so when we're talking about Mercury, this is a great segue, by the way. On Sunday, on July 11th, Mercury at 4:35 p.m. finally switches out of Gemini. It's been in Gemini for a few months now. Okay, getting out of Gemini into Cancer. Cancer is all about your feelings. So now even Mercury is receiving those messages in the heart, not in the head. Okay, so you got to follow your feelings. And there's a lot of people that are naysayers and, whatever. So, even your parent maybe said, don't do that, don't do this, whatever. And this is about following your own heart and your own connection to your feeling, if it's something that makes you happy and it's not hurting others, obviously, and it's not against the law, obviously, just do it. Just do it, okay? Do the thing that you always wanted to do. Connect with your heart and see what your heart tells you to do. And I feel like that's what this is about. So when Mercury actually gets into Cancer season, and Mercury will be is finally kind of up to speed. So Mercury is going to be in the sign of Cancer between July 11th and July 27th. So just for like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. Then we're going to be asked to listen to our feelings. Okay, so the sun is in the astrological sign of Cancer, and now Mercury, which is our head. It's like it's all of our thought process. But you can't think about your feelings. You have to feel your feelings. So when I'm talking with people one-on-one, I'm like, drop below your ears into your body and feel your feelings. That's the big thing. Feelings are in the body. That's literally the definition. What is a feeling? Feelings are thoughts that are felt in the physical body. So how do you know you're sad? How do you know you're happy? Right? You're feeling that way in your body. Okay? So otherwise it's just the thought, and you're like up in your head, the little hamsters up there running around. But when you're feeling your feelings, it's a body feeling. Sometimes you feel ping, and like it's a happy feeling, and other times it's like clunk, and it's like ugh. Somebody ever give you bad news, God forbid, and it feels like you were punched in the stomach in the solar plexus, right? Solar plexus is the astrological sign of Cancer, because it's literally the stomach, and it's the upper digestion, lower esophagus, and all that kind of sort of area. So you want to listen to your gut. This is literally about listening to the gut. So the gut doesn't talk and chatter and isn't so busy. It's a feeling that's felt in the body. So I hope that makes sense. And that's all of the Cancer season. So I forgot to finish the new moon manifestation. So you want to write out your new moon, thank the angels, spirit guides, and all that for everything that you are about to receive and everything you did receive. You're going to fold it up, put it under your pillow, sleep with it for 2 weeks, and then burn or destroy it on the next full moon, which is going to be in Aquarius, and that's going to be on July 23rd. Okay, and and then you want to burn or destroy it. Now, people always say, when do I write the list? When do I write the list? As close to 9:17 p.m. as possible. Okay, some people go, oh, don't write it before, write it after, as long as it's around the new moon, you're fine. Okay, now sometimes people 4 days later are like, I forgot my list. If it's 4 days later, we get what's called the second chance new moon, or the first quarter lunar cycle. That date is going to be on Saturday the 17th, and that'll be the next time that you can do it. But as long as you're kind of within a 12-hour bubble of the new moon, okay, so Friday or Saturday, write out that new moon manifestation list. It's 6:17 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9:17 p.m. Eastern time, and so hopefully that helps. So I want to go ahead and take some questions now. If anybody has any questions for me, of all this energy has been kind of difficult. I only have a few questions that I take at the end of the broadcast, and I always go with whoever Spirit guides me to select for the question. I am going to use, in honor of Archangel Gabriel, I am going to use Doreen Virtue's Gabriel cards, okay? Because I feel that Gabriel is so active right now, giving us messages that we can feel. Remember, not messages that we're thinking, messages that we're feeling. So that's basically what it is. Noel asked where you can buy geodes. Well, there's a lot of local stores here in Vermont. Spirit Dancer's one of them. Crystal Cottage is another one. Global Pathways. Think that might be a really good one as well. But there's a lot of local, and then you can also go online. There's a lot of online resources as well. So I hope that helps, Noel. All right, and I'm sorry. Let's see here. Oh no. I'm just going to be reading a message here. Whether, I don't know. So Jacqueline, I think that's how you say it. Pull a card for a childhood friend. He lost his mother and his wife is divorcing him. Are there any crystals that could help him to ground him, find his light and path again? Jacqueline, I for sure, let me think. I do. I have one little tiny rose quartz here. Anybody that's going through that much heartache or that much grief, rose quartz is love and self-love, but it also grounds. So if anybody's having love issues or love problems, Jacqueline, the rose quartz would help your friend. And I'm also thinking of aquamarine, which is grief as well. Or he referred to him as a man, so he is a male. Any of the dark colored stones also will just help to ground in general, but specifically aquamarine is grief and rose quartz is love. So I hope that helps very quickly. Noel, you asked about business on Instagram here. So if any of you are on Instagram, I broadcast every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I was a few minutes late tonight because I had something that I was trying to do. But basically, that is, yes, you're welcome, Jacqueline. I do feel, actually, before I go to Noel, Jacqueline, I want to pull a card for your friend. I know I just said I'm going to use Gabriel, but I feel like I'm going to use the Archangel cards. I just want to pull a card for your friend too. That's a hard time he's going through, big time. Big time. All right, let's see, Jacqueline. What does your friend need to know? Okay, so part of the problem here is that, and I say a problem. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that, but that's how I perceive it. Is that I feel like his faith is a little wavery or a little weak. Like I don't know that he necessarily believes in an afterlife, or that he believes his mother is with him, or that he believes in her sort of ability to kind of be, although I feel like she's coming to him all of the time. I don't know what the deal is, but I keep getting the color blue. So sometimes when I see colors, it's because literally there's like a boy or somebody, like blue is sort of associated with boys or men. But I kind of feel like it was her favorite color. It's kind of funny, but I feel like that's like what, but anyway, she's around him a lot. And I feel like he kind of hopes that she is, but he's not, I don't know that he knows or believes that that's possible. And I will tell everybody on the broadcast tonight, Spirit is always around us, and Spirit is absolutely on the other side. And but you know, the veil is thin. The veil between the worlds is thin. So yes, our loved ones come and they are around us. But I feel like he's kind of maybe agnostic or something, like he believes there might be something, but he's not quite sure what the deal is. So I kind of feel like that's the case, Jacqueline. Anyway, it's saying that he really needs to take care of his health. All right, that's the card that he got, Archangel Raphael, healthy lifestyle. So he might be not eating well, he might not be drinking enough, or drinking too much, or like something's off with his health. Like he needs to like take better care of his physical body, because I feel like he does when I dip into him very briefly, and I know he didn't ask the question, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but I do feel that he, Jacqueline, is out of balance physically. Like I feel like he's run down, I feel like he's tired, I feel like he maybe is depressed, he's, you know, just he feels depleted to me, Jacqueline, so I hope that helps. Virginia said, yes, you have to be open and believe. So, yes, I hope that helps, Jacqueline. I don't know if you're still on the broadcast or not. No, I'm sorry about that. I just was guided to do that. And she said, business is very slow right now. I wanted to have a general card, what she needs to know about her business life. Oh yes, Jacqueline, you're still on. Great. She said yes, it does help. Awesome. All right. Noel, what do you need to know about business? What is the biggest thing here? You're getting the card of perfectionism. Okay. Archangel Gabriel cards. Polishing your project is fine, but don't allow perfectionistic attitudes to result in procrastination. So sometimes when we are perfectionists, we get analysis paralysis. So it's like, I feel like I have to be perfect. I feel like I have to do this thing just right and whatever. I do feel that things have slowed down so that you can kind of have a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a break, because I feel like you were under a lot of stress or pressure or whatever. I happen to know you, so I know that you were also dealing with a health issue yourself. And I feel like sometimes, you know, even though we want to push and go and drive and sometimes the angels are like, she needs a break. She needs a little bit of a time. So I would definitely say it's a couple things here. Is one, you got to give yourself a break. Okay, you're not perfect. Okay, none of us are perfect, even myself. Okay, none of us are perfect. So we have to remember that getting caught up in perfectionism can actually slow us down, and actually making slow and steady progress. Like sometimes, especially when we have a health issue or even like times of like a lot of stress, we think go, grind, pound, do the thing, right? Sometimes it's about taking small chunks every day. You'll make a lot of progress that way if you can just do a small chunk every day instead of having it be perfect and 110% and I'm giving everything, you know. We really have that mindset a lot in America and the United States, and I feel like we need to kind of just sometimes slow and steady progress is enough. Being perfect is not, there's a saying that I love. Not a fan of the person, but I do love this saying. Woody Allen said, 80% of success is merely showing up. And I happen to agree with him on that one point because, you know, a lot of people don't even try at all. And when you're trying, and like, let's say you can only do an hour a day or 2 hours a day, and then you get tired or whatever, and you have to sit down. That's okay. That's more than what a lot of people have done. Okay, so remember, being a perfectionist sometimes takes us away from our goals. It doesn't take us towards our goals because we think it has to be absolutely perfect and 110% and, you know, all that. So if you have perfectionism in your astrological chart or in your emotional well-being and state, okay, perfectionism can slow you down. And I feel like that happens too with you a little bit, Noel, too. So I hope that helps. And I hope you're feeling better. Because, you know, you got to give yourself a break. Sometimes we're tired when we don't feel good and we have to rest. The body's way of resting and dumping toxins is sleep. I know we just have this thing in the United States of like, if you say to somebody, how you doing? If it's like, well, I'm really well rested. And I'm just like, I just feel very chill and relaxed. People would look at you like you're crazy. Like, well, you're not stressed out. You're not grinding. You're not, you know. There's this thing in the United States of like, you have to, it's like a badge of honor. I'm so stressed out. And it's like, well, I'm stressed out too. You know, there's this weird exchange that we tend to have with each other. And actually, sleeping is about dumping toxins. And that's how you get rid of cancer cells. And that's how you get rid of heavy metals and pesticides and all kinds of toxins are released through the body through sleep. Sleep literally restores and repairs your body. When you need to heal, or if your body just went through a medical procedure or any kind of thing, you need to sleep because that's how the body actually repairs itself and heals itself. And then we think, nope, you gotta, you know, people say, I only slept 5 hours or 6 hours. That's all I need, you know, and they brag about it. And I'm like, yikes. I mean, that's, you know, everybody has their own normal, but like, I just feel like in this country, especially, we value that 24-hour day, caffeine, and just go. And I just feel like we don't honor ourselves enough to like sleep and rest and just kind of, you know, replenish ourselves. That's basically what the deal is. Oh boy. Let me look here. Okay, so Kathleen, I'm going to take one more question. Kathleen said, and then I'm going to pull one card for everybody on a collective level. Let's see, for what do we need to know about the new moon. So Kathleen said, questions about the process of bringing 2 children internationally. We go back to the embassy on the 12th. Are we almost there? Anything you can do to ease the process? Kathleen, there's been a lot of blockages in the universe right now, which is all this learning and growing stuff that I talked about in the beginning of the broadcast. I am going to pull a card. What does Kathleen need to know about these children that she is going to bring to this country? There you go, Kathleen. You got a flyer outer right there. I do think it's going to be delayed, and I'm sorry, I don't know why. The flyer outer, okay, was literally the Tower card, and the Tower card is not a fun card. It's saying that there's some kind of a holdup or something. It might even be COVID, or it might be some kind of a thing. I think I maybe said this on another broadcast to you, that there might be a holdup or something that kind of, and I'm seeing this in the cards that I'm pulling here. I pulled a few cards that are all like a little bit of stress, a little bit of pressure. I always say this, and this is good for all this, because remember, Saturn's opposing Mars, Saturn's opposing Venus, and the opposition of Saturn is like blockage. Saturn, I'm sorry, I have a little buggy here. Saturn is the planet that gives us blocks, gives us delays, which actually are fortuitous usually. It's like we have to wait to do the paperwork because the paperwork has to be, a certain way or something. I feel like Saturn is kind of working you out a little bit here, but ultimately it will be for the better. So just to let you know, it's like a blockage, but it's fortuitous. It's almost like if somebody holds you up in conversation and you just miss a car accident. If you had rushed out the way you wanted to, got away from that person and got back to your life, you would have been in the middle of it. So Saturn helped you to stay behind and avoid the car accident. But if you were rushing and you were pushing, so sometimes what I say is when you feel like you have to rush and grind and push and all that, I would say take your foot off the gas pedal and just kind of coast a little bit and get into the space of allowing. The space of allowing is actually a quiet space. It's not the grind space. It's not the achieve space. It's not like I'm going to do this and do this. It's more quiet. So yeah, you're going to do all the things you have to do. But it's a space of allowing and non-attachment. You're not putting all of your, it's like you have to kind of want it and then detach from it. I could do a whole entire big long video on that, and that's part of manifestation. But I hope that helps, because we're getting at the end of the broadcast. But I hope that helps, Kathleen. So it's not a no forever. It's like a little hiccup for now. But ultimately, it will be for the better, even though it doesn't appear that way, if that helps. Okay, what do we need to know about all these blockages, all these delays, and these different trauma things that are coming up and all that, and the new moon? What's the most important thing we need to know about the new moon? Kate Christensen said, please do a video. Yes, I love that. Please do a video on the manifestation thing. I will. I think that would be a really fun topic to do. I do a lot of law of attraction coaching, and I feel like we got to do that. Okay. That'll be on my list. Thank you. I love it, by the way, when you guys make suggestions of, like, if you want to hear a topic or something you want to hear me talk about. I know sometimes people don't know, all the things that I know, but if you guys want to know about something, trust me, I usually can talk on it. All right. New moon in Cancer. What do we need to know this week? What does Archangel Gabriel feel that it's the most important thing for all of us watching the video now or on the pre-recorded version on YouTube or whatever? What do we need to know? There you go. Have confidence in your creations. Have confidence in your creations. Okay. I'm going to read you the message. Almir said, please talk about more about the law of attraction. Oh, I love that. I definitely will. I definitely will. All right. Trust in the power of God's creativity, which is being manifested through you. This is a lot of what I was saying earlier, and often the cards reflect, okay, what I'm saying on the inside here. Remember earlier when I was saying, what do we need to know about the new moon? We need to listen to our hearts. Trust in the power of God's creativity, which is being manifested through you. If you are being downloaded with an idea, a thought, a feeling, a wanting, I want to do this, I want to do this, and you got to listen to that. That's you being downloaded by God, Buddha, the universe, Allah, whoever it is you pray to, it doesn't matter. Okay, your angels. And that's you being downloaded with the message, not the other people that you're talking to that might be saying, no, don't do that. What are you doing? You gotta do this and this. That's not, any naysayers, you gotta listen to yourself. Okay. As long as, again, it's not hurting anybody else or yourself. But I want you to listen to yourself because you're the one being downloaded with the message. And we all have to listen to our feelings, our gut, our intuition, our instincts right now. The universe is being manifested through you. God didn't download everybody else. God downloaded you, okay, or the universe, or whatever language you use around that. Source energy, okay, is downloading you, not the other people. So sometimes we look to someone else to validate us, or we look to someone else to give us approval, or we look to others. It's about feeling your feelings and following the feeling, okay? It's going to be okay, all right? So have confidence in your creations, whatever the creation is. Maybe it is a creative thing like a song, a painting, whatever. But your creation might be to have another baby. Your creation might be to do this different job. Your creation might be to have a relationship or not have a relationship. Whatever you're creating in your life, in other words, your creation doesn't have to just be creativity. It could be whatever you're creating, your reality, okay? So really pay attention to those feelings. If something feels right, it feels ping, it feels happy. It's just a feeling in the body, and that's it. Sometimes you don't even know. It's like, well, that doesn't even make sense. But if it makes you happy, that's the thing. If it's a clunk, tired, then that's a no. So I hope that helps. So I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in every Monday night. You guys are amazing. Please, please, please go ahead, like and share. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I am trying to grow my following on YouTube. And also, if you want to have a personalized astrological session, please go ahead and send me a text message. That's the quickest way. Or a DM, which I get to a little bit later and not as frequently. And go ahead and schedule a personalized astrological session for yourself. And I also, people ask me this a lot, but I do sell gift certificates. So if you want to buy a gift certificate for your friend or a family member, I also do that as well. All right, everybody. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Happy new moon. Go forth and manifest. I know it's a little bit wonky, difficult energies, but I think you guys are on the right path as long as you follow your feelings. All right, everybody. Take care. Lots of love.